their life, playing with toys and smiling in the sunshine and having fun. I hate happiness. I hate happy children. Anyway, you're all losers. We've discussed this before. I'm the king of the world.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, See Through the Script, and I'm back with another video. I know it's been a hot minute, so we're gonna jump right into this one. This one's gonna be about the infamous Top G, Andrew Tate. And if you don't know who he is, you will know who he is by the end of this video. So let's get to it. Andrew Tate has garnered unimaginable fame in the last year or so, mainly by way of his controversial clips getting tossed around social media from Instagram to TikTok, you name it. Now, this video isn't going to be a biography of Tate, nor is it going to be a complete numerical breakdown, but rather a mix of Gematria and my personal commentary. The goal here is to discuss and question if there is another entity pushing Andrew Tate, or is his buzz organic? Let's get into it. Emory Andrew Tate III was born in Chicago, Illinois on December 14th, 1986. Andrew has two siblings by the names of Tristan and Janine Tate. Their father, Emory Tate, was a black international chess player who garnered a good buzz in the late 1990s for his skills. Nonetheless, Andrew Tate's come up began in the year 2009 when he won the ISKA Kickboxing Championship on April 25th, 2009. Now, let's use some Gematria and date numerology here. Andrew, his full name, Emory Andrew Tate III, has the value of 97 in the full reduction cipher. Notice that 97 is the 25th prime number. Now, Andrew, according to his website and several sources, states that he achieved this milestone on the 25th of April, which so happens to leave 250 days in the calendar year. For those not aware, in numerology, zeros are null, leaving us with the value of 25. Now, what's even more interesting is if you spell out the phrase ISKA champion, ISKA being the acronym for International Sport Karate Association, has the value of 205, like the number 25. Moving on, Andrew Tate later got another taste of fame when he was featured on the popular UK TV series Big Brother. For those not familiar with the show Big Brother, allow me to read you the plot for the season. 19 people selected from a national search share a house sealed from the outside world for 50 days. Watching over these housemates is a big brother, heard only via a voice. He is the all-seeing, all-knowing authoritarian figure who monitors the housemates' every move. Every week, housemates nominate each other for eviction in a secret ballot. The viewers then vote to decide who will be evicted. The last person left wins the major cash prize.
This is wild!
I mean, this show's practically what a sick fuck like Klaus Schwab dreams of. Comment below if I should do a separate video on the show Big Brother, just on its own. Now, just a few scenes ago, I was displaying the intros to the TV series Big Brother UK, and they are loaded with symbolism, mainly of the all-seeing eye, of course. However, they also switch up the video for the intro every season. So real quick, I'm gonna show y'all the intro for the season Andrew Tate started. I mean, truly, we are rearing closer and closer to a world no different than this shitty reality show, and it's really got me thinking while I'm making this video. Like, damn, anybody watching that show really needs to wake the fuck up.
Facts!
But anyways, back on track. Andrew Tate appeared on Big Brother UK 177 days from his 29th birthday, or 191 days before his 30th. Both very interesting numbers, as those who are very familiar with this content are aware the Society of Jesus, the official name of the Jesuits, holds the value of 191 in the English ordinal, and the phrase the Jesuit order has the value of 177 in the English ordinal. And who better than the Jesuits, the masters of film, theater, music, and poetry, to create such a twisted plot for a series that essentially glamorizes the idea of hyper-surveillance in a very unusual way. Now, with that in mind, Andrew Tate isn't just some random guy from the internet. He has seen his fair share of time in the spotlight, like we've discussed. It's important to remember that the cabal has a control on practically everything that comes out of the screens we observe, from sports, music, TV, film, to the internet. The information shared on a mass scale is always on purpose, the purpose being to program us. As they always say,
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
now, when it comes to Andrew Tate's recent internet popularity, it came not too long after his short time on Big Brother UK, when an alleged video surfaced of him beating a woman, which was later on disproved. However, he later garnered further fame through a controversial tweet around the year 2017 that said something along the lines of, "Women who are sexually assaulted bear some responsibility." This ties into the next part of the video, which is the question of whether his buzz is organic or not. Now, I think that question is a little too hard to answer in all honesty, as I'm simply just displaying some information from a numerological standpoint. However, what I do find interesting is how a lot of his content that has gone mega viral tends to be his videos surrounding his opinions on gender roles. Now, women across the world are viewing him something like this.
You suck. I hate you.
However, on the other side of the spectrum, you have young men having an opinion on him something like this.
Why they angry? He's speaking reality. Why you gonna get mad? Cause he's telling you to treat me like a king.
Now, as I was making this video, I figured while speaking on Andrew Tate, it's important to bring up the idea of controlled opposition. Now, the general understanding of controlled opposition is any person or organization which appears to be on one side, but is secretly working against the interests of that movement. Like any good controlled opposition, you must drop a slight gem, or in Andrew Tate's case, a fair point, while maintaining to spread his so-called alpha mentality. And this reminds me, something Andrew Tate brings up a lot is how to break out of the matrix and the whole beta, alpha, red pill versus blue pill mentality. Now, sadly, there are many out there that still can't realize that the blue/red pill mentality is a mental construct that limits those who fall into its trap, as it leaves them bind only to think from a one-minded perspective. However, the greater question I pose revolves around the idea of dividing the genders. And I mean, it should be clear to most that the mainstream media has been pitting the two genders against each other for many years. And with the rise of feminism, it sparked a whole new fire. However, in today's modern age, it seems that the true bond between the man and woman is becoming harder and harder to obtain, as factors like social media and pop culture clout the mind of young, impressionable youth, pushing very promiscuous lifestyles that completely taint the idea of a happy relationship. Oftentimes, toxicity is what's actually promoted. Basically, having multiple sexual partners, not being faithful, sneaky links, you guys know the deal. Well, this ties into what Andrew Tate promotes. Granted, this is what has him known by most of the world. I really question, was that the goal of his or the goal of his handlers behind the scenes? Ensuring his name is spread across news tabloids, popular social media platforms with millions of followers. I know that the average person who does come across this video will claim I'm looking way too deep into this, but the reality is no one will be the most searched person on Google for a period of time without some ulterior motive, which in this case, in my opinion, is to further confuse and divide the two genders. Now, to move on to some quick number talk, Andrew Tate promotes two clubs on his website, the first being Hustlers University. The next is the War Room.
So the War Room is kind of like the Illuminati, but cooler. The War Room is a private network. That's the most I can say. Kind of imagine the Freemasons of old.
Hustlers University is the big moneymaker, charging $49.99 per month. Now, what's interesting is in Gematria, Hustlers University holds the value of 86. Mind you, Andrew Tate was born in 1986. Emphasis on the 86. Now, the final numerical observation I must point out comes down to his name, or at least the name the world knows him for, being Andrew Tate. In the English Sumerian cipher, which takes the alphabet but works in the increments of 6, so instead of starting at A, which equals 1, B, which equals 2, you have A, which equals 6, and B, which equals 12, and so on and so forth. When you spell out Andrew Tate, you get the value of 666. Now, we all know how impactful this number is, mainly alluding to its reference in the Bible. But outside of that, in the same cipher, the word illusion equals 666, like Andrew Tate. Now, y'all are probably thinking, okay, well, what's the connection? Well, in my opinion, a man like Andrew Tate is a con man, selling his hopeless, impressionable followers the illusion of a superior lifestyle with the abundance of cars, wealth, women, luxurious trips, big homes, you name it. But the harsh reality is 99.9% of his followers won't get to live that lifestyle. However, with his name spreading far and wide, he has the ability to sell people mediocre information that he claims is like no other through his courses to make money off the backs of desperate and impressionable minds without ever offering true value, but only tainting the mind, teaching young men to have this anger towards women while reducing their value as human beings, and have women thinking men are toxic, controlling freaks. Now, last but not least, the latest news in the Andrew Tate saga is that he has been banned from all of the major social media platforms after causing such an uproar. However, in my opinion, this is yet another excuse to trick the masses into accepting the idea that freedom of speech is not a right, but rather a privilege, and those who are the owners of these major platforms can banish any voice to the shadow realms as they please. Basically, what I'm trying to get across is that this is a slippery slope, considering we're opening the door to more and more censorship just because something someone said offended others. But anyways, y'all, that's my take on Andrew Tate, the top G, Cobra Tate, or whatever you want to call him. I couldn't cover everything, but I wanted to touch on some of the things that have come across my mind during this Andrew Tate pandemonium. That being said, I appreciate all of those who stuck around to the end. If you enjoyed the video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could like and comment on this video what you think about the infamous Andrew Tate, and subscribe to the channel, man. We've been growing so much. Let's keep it going. One love. It's your boy Script. I'm out of here.
Okay, so the War Room is kind of like the Illuminati, but cooler. The War Room is a private network. That's the most I can say. Kind of imagine the Freemasons of old, but better.